Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new movie review. I'm going to be jumping into the new Marvel film. Oh yeah, we're talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The newest Doctor Strange film is quite the event for Marvel. They've hyped this up as something pretty massive, a must-see film. I would agree to an extent. This is definitely a movie you need to see going forward to understand the Marvel puzzle. You know, that intricate little thing where every movie connects to something, and if you missed one thing, you'll be completely lost. This is one you cannot miss if you are into the Marvel films. I will say, as a movie on its own without the MCU attachments, it's a pretty bland movie. There's just a lot in here that I wasn't connecting with. I don't know if it's the lackluster filmmaking, we'll talk about that, or the messy script, or the overall, what are we doing with these characters? But I just could not connect to this film. I did walk in with fairly low expectations, but it wasn't anything bad. I wasn't trying to go in hating the movie, but I was just like, I want to see what they could do. There was things in this movie that I heard rumors of that I wasn't excited for. Turns out those were the best parts of the movie, and everything around it was the weaker stuff. Yeah, I'm a bit puzzled by this because I want to have much more positives to say. There are some things that I do think work, like Wanda. Oh my god, Elizabeth Olsen, what a hell of an actress. I also think the actress playing America Chavez, she does the best with the role given. There's little elements here. There's a bit of a horror vibe to it. There's some jump scares that they try to manufacture in here, but the kills are more brutal. Look, there is little moments that stand out, but as an overall piece, I think it's way too rushed. The film does not let us enjoy a moment before moving on to something else that they think is crazier. There's just a lot of here that I was just like, breathe, slow it down, let me feel this movie a bit more. No, we have to cram all this into 2 hours, but there's a lot to cram in, or at least they're trying to do a lot. But by the end, I was just like, I could have cut that scene, or what was the point of this? It's just a movie that I'm just so trying to figure out what the issues with, and I think there's too many faults here. Like, oh my god. To keep this as spoiler-free as possible, here is the basic plot. We have Doctor Strange and Wong, who come across a young girl named America Chavez. She has the powers to go through the multiverse. She can literally punch star-shaped holes through them. And she ends up in Doctor Strange's world and needs help because there is a demon trying to steal her power. The powers feel a bit magic-based, so Doctor Strange turns to the Scarlet Witch, which is Elizabeth Olsen, Wanda Maximoff. We all love her. Great, cool. Yeah, maybe turning to her is not the best thing because there is a darkness rumbling inside of her. If you've seen WandaVision, you know where she was going to end up, and it seems like she's in that spot. So America and Doctor Strange are now facing off with something that they are not fully ready for, and they have a multiverse adventure where they go through different worlds. They end up in this one world that has this group called the Illuminati. Doctor Strange has to answer to them. We keep seeing multiple versions of Doctor Strange, and not one of them is competent. We will talk about Strange, because oh my goodness, I don't know, why is he an Avenger? Why is he a hero? Cool, he could do his cool portal shit, but like, he's not good at his job. It seems like every multiverse, he keeps messing things up. And it's just, it's frustrating for me to watch a character like Doctor Strange consistently make mistakes, be overly arrogant, and just feels like he's not owning up to that. It feels by the end of the movie, they're like, yeah, everything he did was fine, that's cool. Yeah, he was kind of a dick to people, or yeah, kind of was a mess, but that's cool, no big deal. It is kind of the Iron Man problem I have, where Iron Man is not a great protagonist for me to want to follow. Now, I do like the antagonist of this movie, which is Wanda. She is great. Every time Wanda is on screen, I'm into it. Do I love the motivations for her character in this movie? I feel like it's a bit cringe. We'll talk about some stuff in a moment with the script. But yeah, overall, I like elements. I think Wanda steals this movie and saves it from being a lackluster mess. But at the same time, there's a lot of Doctor Strange in America that I just can't really excuse. I don't buy their connection. I don't love their multiverse adventures. And then once like a new version of Rachel McAdams comes, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is the point of this movie? I keep waiting for our multiverse stuff to really kick off, but it feels like we just keep getting false starts. Now, one of my biggest issues with the movie is the filmmaking and the script. I love Sam Raimi. I am an Evil Dead kid. I was raised on his weird ass movies. Hell, I love Drag Me to Hell. Hell, oh my goodness, I sat through that stupid ass Oz movie he made, which is also from Disney. I like his Spider-Man trilogy. I like him. I do think, like, 2 is the best one out of them, and I don't know, this one starts, by the end of it, I feel like Doctor Strange is more, bit more Spider-Man 3 than it is Spider-Man even 1. Yeah, anyways, so what is weird here is I don't think the Sam Raimi style really fit this movie. It felt like I saw 2 different styles clashing against each other. That very weird horror-inspired vibe I mentioned earlier, that worked. When there's kills in this movie, they're brutal. They try to do some fun jump scares. There is a darker element. That's great. But then sometimes they're really dumbly, brightly lit scenes, and there's like Marvel comedy, and it just flows like a typical Marvel bland, generic superhero. So I feel like I'm seeing the Kevin Feige structure fight with the Sam Raimi style, and it just doesn't work with me. It could have been better if the film had a stronger script. They really tried to cram a lot in here. They were like, okay, cool, the Easter egg references in the middle of this movie would carry us over when it's a bit dry and there's a lot of exposition dumps. Cool, there's another quest mission where we have to go here, and now Wanda's doing this, and then Strange is doing this, and Strange is fighting off with Strange. Yeah, all of that was happening, and I'm just like, breathe, movie. But we're into shit by the last, like, by the first 45 minutes, and I'm like, what are we doing? Slow it down. We had the reveal of the villain early on. We had the cool Illuminati stuff that just lasted nothing. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that was such a short moment. That was great. Again, I was not expecting to like any of the Illuminati stuff, but that ended up being one of the stronger moments, and it just breezed on by with a Wanda in jeans and like a sweater. Oh my goodness, we have stuff to talk about in a spoiler review. But yeah, I just overall was not engaged by this script. And then things like Wanda's motivation of like, I'm not a monster, I'm a mother. And I'm like, that's the quote we're going for all of this? All of this is that? Like, there's just something about Wanda's character, like, she's fought all my life. I've had to fight, and can this girl get a break? This movie does nothing. It feels like the MCU just likes purposely torturing this character, and I just don't want to watch it anymore. Like, if I watch one more thing where Wanda just has a shitty life, I can't do it. I liked WandaVision, it was fun, but by the end I'm like, fine. And then this, I'm just like, fine. I don't know what to do with these characters, and it's just getting frustrating. Look, I can focus on things like the bad green screen, but that's commonplace in Marvel. When you mention it, everyone's like, but there's green screen in all movies. There's good green screen in all movies. These are not good green screens. I can talk about the wonky CGI, like, you've seen it in the trailer, that little eye on Doctor Strange's forehead sometimes. That doesn't look good, but we'll keep pretending. Yeah, I can keep going on about stuff like that, but I'm just wanting to say that I hope the die-hard Marvel fans, like, if you have your notebook and know every reference, loves every version of Marvel from every brand, yeah, if you like all of this, I really hope you get something out of this. This is a movie that feels like tailor-made, built for like hardcore MCU fans, so I hope you guys get a lot out of it. I hope you like the new character America. She seems to be a big part going forward, and I'm curious. This movie felt like more of like a setup for things to come than an actual full fulfilling meal, but I hope you guys enjoy it more than I did, because it always sucks being this harsh to a movie, but hell, there's so many Marvel movies, there's so many movies we see all year. We'll end up forgetting about this and moving on to 5,000 other movies, but again, Marvel fans, there's a lot to enjoy in here. So you may see the negative review, but I'm giving you guys the best vibes. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you just go in with your own opinion, go in watching it and let it wash over you. But if there is issues you have, just know you're not alone. Don't feel scared to be like, I can't talk bad about a Marvel movie because everyone else is loving it. Just come over here. Like, if you have nothing nice to say, then come sit next to me. That's my mentality. Alright, let's get to the wrap-up of this video. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I wanted to like this movie, there's a lot of potential left on the table, but I felt this was an unfulfilling meal. I like to compare movies to food. This was like an appetizer. I needed the 5-course meal at this point, and I did not get that, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Share your feelings down in the comments below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week. Alright everyone, let's talk about Doctor Strange down below.